right, race fans. Thanks for joining us again on Evolution Racing Network. We're back to the high banks of Talladega tonight with the trucks here, following a great, exciting ARCA race earlier in the evening. Uh, expect some more fast-paced action here tonight at Talladega Super Speedway. I'm excited about these trucks running around this 2.66 mile oval. How you feeling, Craig?
I'm feeling very excited after watching the ARCA race. We saw a lot of three wide racing. That top line really utilizing the runs they were getting out of the corner exit. I'm curious to see if we're going to see that in the truck series tonight, or are we going to see people be patient, drop back? We got 20 more laps tonight here in the trucks than we did in the ARCA series earlier tonight. Right now we have Bradley Wilson on the top of the board in the number 51 truck. He was looking pretty good in the ARCA car.
Yeah, did a lot of pushing there towards the end. Just didn't ran out of time to make his move there towards the end. And as we're talking about ARCA and the trucks, it's going to be a little bit of different draft package here. I'm curious to see if anybody can make that outside lane go again, like we saw in the ARCA series. There's a huge momentum push there, especially in the middle of straightaways.
Yeah, big pushes. Like I said earlier in the ARCA series, you're going to want to find your friends out here early tonight. Um, if you jump out of line and no one follows you, you're going to go to the back of the pack. We've seen that early on in the ARCA series for sure. Restarts are going to be huge in the fuel window. Coming down pit road on a green flag stop, keys to the race right now. I'm thinking about fuel mileage. I'm thinking about staying out of the big one. It's going to be exciting today with 60 laps.
Yeah, this is the major change here between the ARCA and the trucks is going to be, as you mentioned, the fuel run. Here you're looking about 25 to 28 laps of fuel. Another factor here, as you mentioned, you want to stay clean because you have zero fast repairs. And I'm like you, I believe we're going to see some guys trying to lay it back a little bit, just try to avoid all kinds of trouble here. It is, too much damage is going to kill your truck, especially, you might be able to push well, but you're not going to be able to be the guy up front.
Sheffield, you bring up a great point on the fast repair. I think I'm going to expect a lot of cars to go back early as we're going to go over the race details today at Talladega. It's a 2.66 mile oval super speedway. It's going to be like rush hour traffic driving at 190, 200 miles an hour for these trucks. Right now, the temp outside 79 degrees. A little humidity. That's not going to play a huge factor tonight, but I'm really excited to see these trucks here.
Yeah, and it looks like we got a little bit here to higher track temperature here tonight for the trucks than we did the ARCA, but I don't expect any major factor that's going to take a play. The major factor here is going to be the draft and your drafting partners here tonight.
Yeah, practice coming to an end here with Bradley Wilson up top as we're going to roll into qualifying, and we're going to see who's going to go out there, try to lay down the burner, and who's going to want to ride in the back. It's going to be all strategy. It's a gamble when you come here at Talladega. You talk to a lot of people. You say, hey, you want to run out front or you want to be in the back? And they'll say, oh, you want to be out front. And someone else will tell you want to be in the back. So it's all preference here at Talladega. But as we're going to watch qualifying, I'm expecting some fast lap times here.
Yeah, I'm expecting some very fast lap times, and I'm expecting kind of what you hinted to in the ARCA series. A lot of these guys are going to go out and run that first lap, that warm-up lap, in their first lap on the high side, building that momentum, and then try to hug that yellow line on their second lap there, as you prevailed to earlier, making as little wheel movements as possible. And I expect a very tight qualifying times here.
Yeah, we're going to talk thousandths of a second right now as we see the number 48 using the high lane right there. That's a sharp-looking Jimmy Johnson throwback car as he's coming into turns 3 and 4 right now.
Yeah, we saw Brandon Brining earlier in the ARCA series. He was really making some moves early. He was able to move lanes pretty easily there. He was pushing really well, just caught up in the wrong place at the wrong time and not able to get the finish he needed there.
Yeah, Brandon Bryan was one of the ARCA drivers that really wanted to make that outside line work. I'm super excited to see what he's going to do, see if he's going to try to, initiate that top lane, that third row moving. Like I said, or like you said, no fast repair, so maybe they're going to be a little bit more patient here in the trucks, but I guess we're just going to have to wait and find out.
Yeah, I expect probably a little bit more, as you alluded to, their patience here with, especially with any truck damage is going to kill you. So, you're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to, and it's all gonna come down to, as I mentioned earlier, I believe, that perfectly timed move there with, two or one to go. You might see something happen, but as we mentioned, it's all gonna be about that drafting partner.
Find friends early and keep them throughout the run. That's all what Talladega is about. It's a crapshoot. Roll your dice. Hopefully you hit. As these guys are now just getting times. Browning with a 56.97. We'll see if that holds as we see the 97 come across the line.
Yeah, and as you mentioned it, it's, as I like to call it as well, it's a gamble. If you stay up front and it pays off great, or in the back, it it could turn out really well, or it can turn out disastrous. That's always the thing with Talladega. It's either a really good night or a really bad night.
Right now, as qualifying still rolling through. Zimmerman goes to the top of the charts with a 56.30 and then number 20.
Yeah, Brandon Browning is sitting in second right now, about 6/10 behind him, and LaBeouf is sitting in third. As we're going to take a pause here for just a moment and bring you the national anthem. We'll be right back with the rest of qualifying and your starting lineup.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, race fans. Thanks for tuning back in on Evolution Racing Network. We got a Thursday night Throwdown truck series here as we're just now completing qualifying. And the guy we saw running really, really well during the ARCA series is now at the top of the leaderboard. He's going to take the pole award tonight, which is the Trailblazer Pole Award presented by Shenandoah Shine. And that's the 00 Brandon Pearl. Now we'll go and take a look at our starting lineup. As mentioned, starting on pole, the 00 of Brandon Pearl. Starting to his outside will be the 43 of James Morgan. Starting third will be Timothy Latham in the number 5. Number 21 will be rolling off fourth of Clinton Castleberry. Fifth will go to Nathan Rogue. Sixth will be Brandon Browning in the number 48. Seventh will be Brandon Zimmerman and the number 20. Eighth will be Kevin Winker and the number 42. Ninth will be Brady LaBeouf and the number 9. 10th will be Dustin Scruggs and the number 11.
Rolling off 11th in the number 05, our ARCA winner, Joshua Abbey. Rolling off 12th in the number 99, Ford F-150, Rhett Tucker. Rolling off 13th in the number 3, Jeremy Little. Rolling off 14th in the number 51, Toyota Tundra, Bradley Wilson. Rolling off 15th and 49th, Clinton Sneed. rolling off 16th. And with number 13, Garrett Delph, rolling off 17th. And the number 78, Toyota Tundra TJ Di Blasi, rolling off 18th. And the number 94, Robert Colgan, rolling off 19th. And number 75, Brian Skidmore, rolling off 20th. And the number 18, Forrest Bolin, and Ryan Shotgun on the field in the 21st, number 97, Rodney Griffin. And that is your field for the Thursday night throwdown here at Talladega.
Talladega tonight will be 60 laps, as we mentioned earlier. Fuel run will be approximately 25 to 28 laps. So I expect them to see them come down. Might see some green flag pit stops here, and as we talk about green flag pit stops, Craig, you don't want to come alone, do you?
No, you don't. If I'm scheduled for a green flag pit stop, I want to call it out on the radio and try to bait as many people to come with me, because you need those friends out on the track for drafting. It's going to be very interesting. You really don't want to lock up the brakes either coming down pit road, because you're not going to take the tires. You want the fastest pit stop out there. It's going to be exciting for 60 laps here, as we got Pearl on the pole and the Captain Morgan rolling off second.
Yeah, as you alluded to, at any track, pit road is very important. Any mistake, sliding the box, locking up the tires is a huge difference. But you really, really get punished for it here at Talladega, especially if you lose your drafting partners with the mistake on pit road early.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to slide a box. You don't want a speeding penalty. Green flag pit stops are probably the most stressful part when it comes to iRacing. It's amazing what drivers can do on pit road. It's your strong suit. It's what you practice every time you get in the rig. Your pit stop, your pit entrance, your pit exit. It has to all be perfect, as these Camping World Truck Series drivers are going to go 60 laps here at the high banks. It's going to be a fast one today, side by side. We're still going to look to see if that third lane gets working. I'm excited here as they're coming in turn 3.
Yeah, as they're coming in turn 3, I'm excited too. Some of these drivers are pulling double duty here tonight. They've already run 40 laps around this track, so they've got some experience here. But the trucks I believe, are going to be a different beast. The draft is going to be a little different. But I don't expect any issues. And these guys got a little experience here. I think we're going to see them try that third line and see what works here, as now the pace car is rolling off.
Pace car looking to dip down pit road. We got Pearl and Morgan on the front with Clinton Castleberry and Timothy Latham in the second row. Fran Browning. This is going to get interesting as they roll off to the start-finish line.
Yeah, I'm interested to see who the drafting partners are going to be early on. As they're going green right now, and the 00 of Brandon Pearl is going to take them to the green flag here as they head down into turn 1. Side by side, both lanes here, and nobody really making a move.
Patience is going to be the key. Browning goes down to the inside as Pearl gets the jump on with Latham down low, as the bottom line really connecting, coming into turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, Brandon Pearl with that nice push from Timothy Latham there, and sitting in third, Brandon Browning with that move to the bottom side is going to put him scored about the third position, as the 43 James Morgan has got some help there in the second line, and the third line they're attempting to form early.
The third line getting some action right now. One truck up top, that's the 99 of Rhett Tucker. He's looking for friends as he comes back down to the low side. Is there single file still coming in out of 4?
Already getting really racy here around Talladega. This is going to be a long race as the 5 jumps to the outside to take the lead. He's got a big push from Brandon Browning. Timothy Latham is going to lead him to the line, this time by in the middle lane.
Timothy Latham to first with Brandon Browning. They both get down, block off the first one. That's going to be a little wiggle for Brandon Pearl, as that's not going to make any friends coming out into turn number 2.
That's definitely not going to make any friends early in the running here. I'm not sure how tight it was, but you saw a little wiggle there out of the 00 Brandon Pearl. And it looks like the 43 is looking to make a move in the second lane now. That's the 43 of James Morgan.
Now we see Kevin Winker trying to work on the outside again. We saw him all race long in the ARCA car trying to utilize that third line. He's got help from the number 9 back there. They're still trying to form up a little run as they're single file 1 through 6.
As we look back towards the front, got a little shuffling here between second and third. The hard thing here about Talladega is you got to be able to see that yellow line. If you can't see it, it's hard to drive here.
Yeah, when you're bump drafting someone, you don't want to focus on the tailgate of the truck. You want to focus on that yellow line. You want to be able to see it, to have a steady wheel. These guys are doing a phenomenal job right now as they're single file through about the first 12.
And for everyone just tuning in here, missed out on the ARCA race earlier, it was a great, exciting race. And as we mentioned earlier, you're going to see huge pushes here, 2 truck pushes. But as Craig alluded to earlier, you don't want to be the one pushing the pusher, and you can't push in the corners, and you got to be especially careful.
11 truck really trying to look for the outside, see if the 99 is going to go with him. He's now making the move up to the top. As now the top line really forming up as they're coming to the tribal this time. Timothy Latham and Brandon Browning still out front on the bottom line.
Yeah, bottom line still got the preferred line. It looks like the number 17, or is that the 11 of Dustin Scruggs, is going to come to the middle lane. He's got help with the 99 of Rhett Tucker as they're going to push by. And looks like the 11 is going to have the advantage here coming out of turn 2.
Give the upper hand to Rhett Tucker in the middle lane, pushing by the 99, the 99 of Rhett Tucker. They're down the back straightaway right now, but don't look now. Latham and Browning still coming back.
Yeah, they're pushing back hard on the inside. It looks like the 11 and 99 were able to squeeze down. It was really tight there for a minute. Saw a little shuffling beneath the yellow line, but they were able to jump to the point early. And that's something we talked about earlier. When you come and you get to that point, you want to pull that guy that's helping you push. You want to leave him high and dry.
Yeah, he did a really good job there. Who else did a really good job was Timothy Latham to realize that and get out of the gas just a little, give you room. Hey, we're only 6 laps through this, 5 laps through this. It's too early for this. Let's single file out, but not right now because the 43 working on the top line. He has help with 5 cars as they're side by side, 2 on back.
Yeah, that's Nathan Rogan, the number 87, giving him help on the second lane. Still haven't seen that third lane. Saw a couple there early, but nothing forming as of yet. As it looks like Morgan is going to have the advantage going into turn 3 and 4.
Big moment for the 48 of Browning and Pearl right there. They got into each other. I don't know if there's a little loose there, but big moment, big save as they keep the cars controlled coming out of turn number 4.
Looking back around the 5th or 6th position, I see that the number 42 of Kevin Winker making some shuffling. It looks like he's trying to decide which line he's going to want to get in, as he's going to shuffle all the way out to the 3rd lane. He's going to get behind the 21 machine of Clinton Castleberry, trying to get that 3rd lane for him.
3rd lane really trying to form as Kevin Winker's up there trying to push the 21 of Clinton Castleberry as they're going to fall back a little, try and get a run off the middle lane here as our leader, the 99, Rhett Tucker, in the middle.
Leader 99, Rhett Tucker in the middle with the 43 of James Morgan giving a good push. Momentum shift is going to be coming here in the center of the corner with the 11 of Dustin Scruggs and the number 5 of Timothy Latham giving him a big push. Looks like that 3rd line is not able to maintain the momentum and has dropped back to a dual line run around the track right now.
Oh, the 99 gets turned front straightaway. Big hard hit for the number 11. His night might be done. Big wreck here at Talladega.
It looks like he's going to collect about maybe 3 or 4 trucks there. Just couldn't tell if he got a little help, if he got a little loose. We'll have to go back and take a look at the replay here. Yeah, hopefully none of them got too big major damage, especially with any grill damage there. So you can see the 5 running through the grass there, trying to go back and catch the action here so we can see it at the actual point of caution. Just bear with us for a minute.
Sheffield, the number 11 of Dustin Scruggs, took a hard impact off the inside safer barrier. His night, unfortunately, probably going to be done. I don't know if Timothy Latham has any damage. A lot of, it's so bang bang when that happens, when a truck gets going sideways and you're all in a pack, as we're watching it right now.
This looks like a little bit out of a line, and you're just trying to get checked up. And it's one thing that's hard to do here with the trucks. You get shuffled out from behind the truck in front of you just a little bit, and you've got the huge momentum. You try to back out, you're going to get checked up in from behind, and it's this one thing that's tough about this track is maintaining the momentum and being able to stick to the guy in front of you. Any little shift here or there can disrupt the whole flow of a line there.
Yeah, if you really want to be square on the back tailgate of the truck, we saw it there. You know, the car just goes around. I thought Dustin Struggs did a really good job of locking down the brakes. It could have been worse than what it was. Unfortunately, his night looks like it's done.
Yeah, and looking up front right now, you got Clinton Castleberry leading them right now under caution. Light's still on the pace car, so we'll at least have 2 more laps to go before we come back green. Clinton Castleberry has scored your leader right now with Kevin Winker sitting in second place. James Morgan will be your third place as of now in the 43. Nathan Rogue will be fourth, and Brandon Pearl will be running at your top 5 in the 00 machine.
A lot of cars now electing to pit. Staying out front right now is Castleberry in the 21. We got Kevin Winker sitting in second, the 42. He was really trying that high line in the ARCA race, and you know what? Right place, right time for him, and the high line under that caution. So I'm excited to see some new guys up front. It's gonna be exciting here.
Yeah, and making a pit move now is not a bad idea. Go ahead and get you that fuel. I mean, you're 8 laps into a 25, 28 lap run. That's going to give you that 8 more laps, barring green flag run here, that you're going to be able to stay out longer. Going to give you that a little bit more time to make that decision as where you want to pit. It kind of sets you up to decide how you want to pit again at what lap, because you want to minimize the pit stops that you can, barring green flag runs here, to get all the way to the 60 laps.
Yeah, if I was a truck that just pit there, I'm keeping a mental note who came down pit road with me. So, hey, we're on the same fuel strategy. We're going to need a green flag pit stop. If this thing goes green, no promises. There might be still a big one out there, but yeah, Castleberry, Winker, Morgan, Rogue, Pearl, these guys all in the top 5. They're looking pretty good here early on here at Talladega.
Yeah, and doing the math top right off the top of my head, pitting at lap 8, getting 25, 28 laps, that means I'm going to have one more stop. We go green flag, and the guys that stay out are going to have to stop twice. So that might be an advantage here to those guys that came in and got fresh fuel. Tires aren't going to be that huge of a factor here, but if you're in the pits on a caution, you might as well go ahead and take them.
Yeah, take them, Sheffield. Every time I come to a super speedway, I'm always unchecking my tires on a green flag stop. I said it earlier, I'll say it again. But under caution, you're going to be in the back. You might as well go in there. And you know what's not a bad strategy is coming down pit road, maybe waiting a little bit, let cars go out in front of you so you can be in the back, ride around for a little bit. It's all strategy when it comes here at Talladega.
As the lights are off on the pace car, so we'll be going green next time by. As we mentioned, Clinton Castleberry will be your leader. He's going to take the inside lane here. Kevin Winker will be the first truck on the outside. Behind Castleberry on the inside line will be James Morgan, and Nathan Rogue will be on the second truck on the outside, giving Kevin Winker the push off the start here.
Yeah, we're not going to see the top front. It's Timothy Latham. I thought he was doing a really good job pushing. I was going to bring it up, and then he got turned. These guys are. It's going to be a shootout here. It's still a long race to go, but just be patient. These cars right now coming down the back straightaway. Castleberry looking to take them to the green flag.
Yeah, and if you got some damage and you're able to get out and maybe get a few more laps in, get you a couple positions, because as we mentioned earlier in the ARCA race, you got 3 more races after this one. So, kind of a points battle there. Timothy Latham sitting in second. So any points he can gather will help him in the long run. As we take a quick look at the schedule, we got Michigan coming up next week, Homestead, and then the championship will be at Phoenix. Any track you personally would circle there, Craig?
Well, if I'm in the top of the points, I'm circling Phoenix for sure. I know I got to have a good run. Michigan, it's going to be a fast 2-mile track. And it's almost like Talladega with these trucks. They're going to be drafting. Drafting's going to be a huge thing. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a crapshoot, but you got to go out there, save your tires. And then Homestead, you got to save your tires too. That's going to be a fun track. But I'm really circling Phoenix if I'm bad at short tracks. I'm going to go out there, try practice. As the pace car is looking to dip off.
Yeah, pace car's dipping off here as Clinton Castleberry will lead him to the green flag. As we alluded to earlier, you Castleberry, you want to get a lead there. You want Morgan on your bumper. You don't want to get out there alone, and then you're going to get swallowed up by the pack as quick as that draft forms. And curious to see how the alliances are going to form here early in the running.
Waiting down for the restart. Castleberry's bringing the field back through the tri-oval as the green flag flies and the field's off here. 10 down, 50 to go.
And looks like Kevin Winker has got a huge run on the second lane as he was able to make the outside work so well early in the ARCA race. I expect him to be a huge factor later in this race.
Kevin Winker right now sitting second as the top lane really trying to form as Castleberry and Morgan right now are down low with Pearl. Don't count out Pearl as they come down the back straightaway.
Yeah, top trucks there. Pretty much you got 2 or 3 trucks in the outside lane, a small gap to back to another double wide pack here. We're going to see things tighten up pretty quickly.
Castleberry still leading right now with Morgan on the outside. Pearl now pushing Castleberry as they come out of 4. Side by side for 3 rows back. Then you got 2 cars single file. They're dicing it up in the back kind of, but right now, upper hand, Castleberry.
Castleberry with the upper hand, and if I was him and had the 00 pushing me according to what I saw in the ARCA race earlier, I know I'm in a good spot. You know, we saw Brandon Pearl do an outstanding job pushing earlier. Is the center lane is still there? I mean, they're building momentum, and looks like they're getting more trucks coming in that center lane with James Morgan there on the outside.
James getting a whole deck lid full of that number 42 of Kevin Winker right now as they're in the middle lane coming in turn number 2, but upper hand still Castleberry and Pearl. Pearl, really strong pusher out here at Talladega.
Yeah, Brandon Pearl giving him a good push out here, and they're kind of, looks like separating themselves just a little bit here. But with that draft, you know, those guys behind them, you know, they could be looking at fuel. There's so many different strategy plays here, especially, you know, with those guys that just came in and took fuel. They might be trying to push themselves up towards the front because then they won't have to deal with those trucks that will be coming down for pit road, because that'll always mix things up, especially wrong place, wrong time.
Ray LaBeouf thought he had Brandon Browning on the top side there for a little bit. Now Kevin Winker going to make the third lane try to work as they come into turn number 3. Don't look now, though. Guess who's back in the pack? Timothy Latham in the number 5.
Yeah, Winker with that huge move to the third lane, which is not surprising considering what we saw earlier tonight. And he's brought some help with him. Earlier he got stuck out there by himself, but he never gave up tonight on that outside third lane. But your leader still right now is Clinton Castleberry with Brandon Pearl giving him a nice push.
Pearl doing everything he can to push that car. Now you got to worry about we're in a 3-lap run. You got to watch your time, so make sure you don't blow. Get the cooling of the engine in the turns. As you see him, he's down there just a little. He's back. He's doing a very good job right now coming out too.
Brings up a very good point. That engine temp, you got to maintain is if you're the leader, you kind of want a little bit of room behind you. You want to be as far as you can, but you want as much air to his grill as you can, keep him cool, because the better he stays cool, the longer he's going to be able to push you as he's flirting with that yellow line, trying to keep that truck cool coming through 3 and 4.
I think Clinton Castleberry's doing a good job for leaving a little room for Brandon Pearl to breathe as he's dipping up and down. He's not all over the place, I'd say. I say he's trying to find some cool air to cool down that motor right now as they're coming to lap 14 out of 60.
Yeah, Robert Colgan sitting there on the inside there in third, giving a nice gap there, keeping his truck cool, but staying close enough to keep that draft, to keep those 2 trucks pushing forward and holding off that outside lane right now, with Clinton Castleberry still your leader.
78 making a little bit of aggressive move to the middle line right now on the back end of the 94 Colgan. He's trying to make the middle lane work as we see Browning just get out of it just a little as Timothy Latham dips down in the backside of the pack.
Yeah, Robert Colgan says, okay, I'm tired of riding now. I want to get up front, get a lap led, and see what I can do here, make my move now and try to get myself in position to get that W here tonight, as he's got huge help there from the 78 of TJ DeBlasi.
Chatfield, you bring up a great point. You go into this race, you say, hey, I'm just going to ride in the back. How long are you going to ride in the back? Every time I come here, I'm riding in the back, and I'm like, I'm 5 laps in. I don't want to ride anymore. I want to go race. So it's really, you got to find the patience right now. But Castleberry doing a good job with Pearl on his backside is now the 78 and the 94 are trying to utilize that third lane.
Yeah, that's 78 and the 94 utilizing that third lane, see when they get with them. And it looks like maybe, I can't tell for sure, but it looks like the 43 of James Morgan has moved up to that third lane as well. So you're pretty much 3 by 3 here going into turn 3.
Yep, and Zimmerman in the number 20 realized that it's a hornet's nest up there. I'm going to back out and let him, race it out. Maybe avoid a big one. Is right now a big moment right there for Zimmerman, or I'm sorry, not Zimmerman, Winker on the top line.
The guy we talked about earlier, 48, Brandon Browning, is kind of riding at the very tail end of that lead pack there. He's just trying to stay in the direction what's happening, hoping stay, hang on to the draft and possibly make a move later on in the run as he see things fold out here.
Yeah, if you do it right, you don't lose the draft. You're just back there riding. Make sure you have enough clearance to avoid a wreck, as Pearl's still pushing Castleberry very well on the bottom line.
Yeah, it looks like we got a group of 5 trucks here, a good 1.3 seconds back here. And it looks like they're just riding together, and maybe that's the group that came in and got their pit strategy here. And they're just trying to ride back there and see what happens in the front. As they're all running single file there, and that line is led by the 49 of Clinton Sneed.
Clinton Sneed is a master of the strategy. I think he knows something with Bradley Wilson right behind him in line. They're waiting for their time to pit. They're calm. They're nice single file, no stress as we come back up to the top. Clinton Castleberry still out front with Brad Pearl. It's the 3 truck of Little trying to make the outside work.
We talked about Bradley Wilson earlier, how well he was good at pushing in that third lane. So, Clinton Seed feels very confident with Bradley Wilson behind him as well. He was pushing in the ARCA series earlier. And it looks like Castleberry and Pearl are just able to push so well there together and get a little bit of a gap. But as you mentioned, that 3 truck, Jeremy Little leading that second lane up towards the front.
Jeremy Little right now has the help on the middle line as Kevin Winker back there is the 99 of Rhett Tucker. He's a good pusher as they're coming to the front. Let's see if they make a move coming down low in turn number 1.
Jeremy Little will have an advantage coming into turn 1. Lines are going to even up here. Advantage will go to low side as they exit, but here comes the run on the top side here. But looks like the 42 there of Kevin Winker's looking to that third lane again as the 3 is going to pull up in front of him, and they're going to should get a huge momentum push here.
99 of Rhett Tucker fell on the line, went down low. He goes back up. No, he's going to lose a couple spots as Castleberry still comes out front. Now Brandon Pearl says, hey, I've been pushing all this time. I want the lead.
Brandon Pearl makes a good move, which pulls the Castleberry back to the rest of the pack. He's going to take that huge momentum. He's going to move out to the front of Castleberry, and I'm wondering if that was a calculated move to use that line to get Castleberry behind him, but Castleberry jumps right back to his outside, says, no, I want my lead back.
Brandon Pearl did everything he could to get in front of Castleberry. Castleberry says, I'm going to do the switcheroo real quick. I'm going to go up top side. I'm going to see if I can get a little help in the middle as they come out of turn number 2.
Coming out of turn number 2, advantage is going to be Castleberry there on the top side. He's got huge help behind him and the 87 of Nathan Rogue, but that inside line will gain momentum here as they come into turn 3.
Things are really heating up here at Talladega. Lap number 19 coming to 20. We still have 40. We're thinking about pit stops here in about 10. Right now, Castleberry and Rogue. Then we have Brand Pearl. Winker trying to get the middle line working. They're coming out for it, coming to lap number 20.
Winker and Red Trucker on the outside lane, and looks like the 43 there is going to push it up towards a 3-wide situation here, and it looks like he's going to be stuck on the outside all by himself. Is going to be the number 42 of Kevin Winker.
Brandon Pearl going with James Morgan. James, wow, he saves it. He comes back up. Big wreck here in turn number 2.
Looks like a little bit of contact there between Rogue and Pearl. To go back and take a look at the replay there. That's the thing we talked about earlier. These trucks are so aero dependent. Any disruption in air and you're around, and this track is one that wrong place, wrong time, you get collected.
The captain, James Morgan, gets a little loose, a little bit of help. Contact with the outside wall a couple times, comes back down, just barely misses the number 9. His night, it's going to be it's going to be a long night for that number 43.
Yeah, right now is the time you just got to try to get it to pit lane. You try to get the damage repaired you can, and get as many positions you can. As that's going to collect 2 or 3 more trucks. As Clinton Castleberry is still going to be scored as your leader here.
As the field coming around right now, Sheffield, we thinking about pit stops? The people that didn't pit? I'm thinking
If I'm
so.
one that didn't pit, I'm coming down now. There's no doubt in my mind. Just too close to the end of the fuel run. Staying out here and pitting, 4 or 5 laps in is not going to give me any advantage whatsoever.
Yeah, especially Castleberry for being out front. He's burning the most gas, doing a really good job, controlling the middle and bottom lines as they call up to the pace car here in turn number 4.
Yeah, you gotta go now. And if you're behind the leader here, you might try to, depending on how many laps you anticipate here being this caution flag, you might stay out an extra lap, and go as long as you can before you go into pit lane, because that one lap could make a huge difference later on as to when you have to pit under green flag runs.
Castleberry bringing the field down. Everyone's coming right now. Pit road, a happening place here at Talladega.
Yeah, business is picking up on pit road. Crews are going to be going to work here. Here's the key fact here is you want to come in, you want to get out in the best position you can. Any mistakes here on pit road may cost you later on in the run. As you know, Castleberry wants to be able to hold that lead here.
You definitely don't want to slide a boxes. We see Brand Pearl sliding a box there a little as they're getting service done to that 00.
Well, while we're under caution, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with green flag action here. You won't miss a minute on Evolution Racing Network. All right, welcome back to live action here from Talladega Super Speedway with the Thursday Night Thursday Night Throwdown Truck Series here. Got 60 laps here. We're about a third of the way in the race. We just had a caution flag, and looks like Clinton Sneed is taking advantage of coming into pit road earlier on around lap 7. Got the fuel and probably tires in, and he's staying out here and going to the point. Craig, what do you think about that strategy?
It's a bold strategy. I think he's hoping for maybe a caution. I don't know. I think everyone came down the pit road. So if this thing goes green and he's in a pit window, it's going to be really tough coming along.
Well, it looks like he may capitalize on what I was talking about earlier, is waiting to the last second, come down pit road to get that fresh tank of fuel. So that'll be an extra lap or 2 that he may be able to stay out longer. I consider that may be a winning strategy move there with him or that group of trucks.
He's bringing down 5, 6, 7 cars. Timothy Lathan, Bradley Wilson, Browning. They're all coming in right now. I think this might be the race-winning strategy call.
Yeah, I expect there's a lot of team communication, I'm sure, going on right now, and they're calling out, talking to each other the entire race. For those who have never been in the service, that the team communication here, especially at a track like Talladega, is so vital when you talk back and forth about what laps you want to pit, what strategies you're thinking, so you can kind of stay together, you can draft together, work together to get you in the best position to be up front. Sometimes your strategy works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, like I said earlier, it's a crapshoot when you come to these, but you rely on your teammates, you rely on your friends and or family in your Discord to make a right call. There's usually 1 or 2 guys that say, hey, I did this. I think that making the call. These guys, not all these guys have a pit crew or a spotter on top of their box, so it's really hard to make a judgment call in the car and race at the same time. So hopefully this strategy pays off for that 49, and hopefully we'll see them out front here.
Well, as we look back up front, the lights are off on the pace car, so they'll be going green this time by. Your leader to green flag will be Clinton Castleberry. Front outside lane will be Brandon Pearl. Robert Colgan will be second truck in the inside lane, and starting fourth will be Forrest Bullen, name we haven't mentioned tonight. Excuse me, blame my last. Forrest Bullen will be in the third place, and fourth will be Robert Colgan there.
Yeah, the number 78, Toyota Tundra, TJ DeBlasi, he's in fifth. Kevin Winker in sixth. Brandon Zimmerman seventh. Rodney Griffin eighth. Ninth, Nathan Rogue. 10th, Brian Skidmore. So still early. Still a lot of racing to go as they come out of four here. Castleberry and Pearl going to lead them back to the green flag. It's going to heat up here at Talladega.
Yeah, as they're coming back to the green flag here now, you're going to see Bullen kind of tighten up to the back of the 21 of Clinton Castleberry. Want to get a good jump here, but not too big of a jump as last time. Brandon Pearl was able to stick it well on the outside there and stay right beside Clinton Castleberry on the restart. As they're coming through the green, the restart zone, should see them firing off here momentarily. Green flags in the air. Castleberry's going to lead them to the restart.
Castleberry, Pearl, Bullen in the 18 as they go through the gearboxes, coming in turn number one here at Talladega. Pearl right now trying to find that run on the outside.
Yeah, inside and outside lane are pretty much neck and neck as they come through turn one. Clinton Castleberry is going to be leading field coming on the back stretch here with Brandon Pearl on the outside. And he's getting a good run. He's got a great push right now from Robert Colgan.
Winker already trying to make that outside work. We got Latham and Browning a little bit farther back trying to make that high lane work. Winker's going to say, hey, I'm going to go back to the middle as Castleberry leads him in turn number one with Pearl on his outside.
Well, according to the ARCA racing, what I've seen tonight, Kevin Winker gets the commitment award for sure for trying to get that third lane for him. He has been working that lane all night long, was able to get some help earlier. But right now he's to his out on the third lane, and he's holding his own out there with these trucks right now.
Winker doing a good job with the side draft here in the iRacing Super Speed, or the Talladega, as he's outside. Brandon Pearl goes to the point here in turn number one. He has Castleberry on his backside.
Yeah, Brandon Pearl, that move reminiscent of about 10 laps to go when he pulled out from behind Castleberry, used that center lane to get to the front. He capitalized and got back down in line, but then Castleberry pulled the same move as it looks like the 94 and the 78 with a huge run in the middle. That's Colgan and DeBlasi, and they're going to clear the leader, and they're going to come down to the bottom line. So score number one will be Colgan, followed by TJ DeBlasi giving a good push.
Textbook move by the 94 and 78 to clear Brandon Pearl. Such a strong truck. That move might be race winning. It's really early still in the race as Kevin Whitner still on the outside.
Kevin Winker running that second line now. It's got help from the 87 of Nathan Rogue there. Nathan Rogue's got a little rub on the outside, but I don't think that's going to hurt his truck too much here at Talladega as it damages him on the front. I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, Colgan, DeBlasi, Pearl, they're single file with Winker. Probably looking to the outside here. See, oh, we got a truck loose down the back straightaway.
See if the 78 of TJ DeBlasi can hold on to it there or not as the caution comes out.
Big wreck down the back straightaway as a 78 Toyota Tundra sits on the back straightaway. Big wreck here at Talladega.
Go back and take a look at that if we can. And right now your leader scored is going to be Robert Colgan. Got loose. Trying to save it. 78 gets a little contact inside the walls. Trying to get it checked up. And, wrong place, wrong time. This is the hardest thing about this track is avoiding everything going on. You try to make that move in just one split millisecond. And that's the 43, looks like. It's the 43 there with a huge roll there. That's going to, afraid to say that might end this night there.
Yeah, tough break for James Morgan being in the earlier accident, now getting involved in this one. It's just been a long night. The bad luck, the dark clouds still hovers over James Morgan, the number 43.
Yeah, he's been running so well up front tonight, and as we mentioned, this track being that place that you can be having a great run, and all of a sudden your night's over. It's, as I mentioned earlier in the ARCA series, it's a track that either when you leave here, you say you had a good night or you had a bad night. There's no really mediocre.
Yeah, right now looking at the 78, I'm seeing all the groceries in the back of that truck. It's going to be a uh, tough night for him for sure. He's gonna have to bring it down pit road, maybe hit it with a hammer, get the baseball bats out. Um, right now, as the leaders coming to pit road, maybe 94 looking. 94 is coming.
Yeah, 94 came down pit road, which may be a good strategy here. It's going to give him a little couple laps extra fuel, and the next 5 or 6 stayed out, and the rest came down pit road. While they're under pit and we're under caution, we're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back with you with green flag action here on Evolution Racing Network.
Let's face it, to build a new website or redesign your existing site, you have two options. You can start by learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SEO, SQL, CMS, well, you get the idea. Or you can be smarter and look for someone who is a professional in web design like Sneed Competition Design. We are experienced in building quality websites for our clients. We always start with strategy and planning to build a clear vision about what you need. Your website will then be passed on to the design and development phase, where we will ensure that you get a fully responsive design that is easy to use regardless of any device using the latest tools in web development. Contact us today, and let's talk about accelerating your business to the next level by creating a complete online solution.
Welcome back, race fans, to Evolution Racing Network, bringing you Thursday night throwdown here with the Gander Truck Series here at Talladega Super Speedway. It's been an exciting action all night long, Craig. We talked about pits earlier. You see some trucks coming down, get some fuel only. I'm thinking it's going to be a little early. You're going to have at least one more stop. Maybe they're banking on a caution. What are you feeling?
Yeah, definitely. Just try and get fuel. Maybe they can stretch it. If there's another caution, they can clutch it around this big 2.66 mile super speedway. Right now, Winker, Pearl, Castleberry, Rogue, these guys are all saving fuel right now. I'm right on board with Kevin Winker. It feels like he's on the clutch.
And all our race fans tuning in right now, it's a good time to tell you about a giveaway we'll be doing. Be a butt kicker game or two set up. One race fan will get a chance to win in the next few weeks. What you got to do is go to Evolution Racing Network's Facebook page, like it, follow it, and comment on any live stream you see of ours of the race. Just post a comment there, and you'll be entered for a chance to win that butt kicker game or two setup that we'll be giving away in a few weeks.
Yeah, such a cool promotion that ERN does. Everyone in the back of the shop, Ryan Azell, Steve Capel, these guys do a heck of a job. Butt kicker, I know I have one. They're great. Feels like you're actually there racing. As right now, it looks like the pace lights are going out.
Yeah, it's a great promotion. I have one, and it just brings a whole nother element to the field. And we're thankful Butt Kicker came on board with us, and it is doing this for our race fans. And it just helps. Our series. It helps Thursday Night Throwdown, and we appreciate all the viewers that we got out there. Kevin Winker will be scored your leader here as we come back around next time to take the green flag.
Winker in first, Pearl second, Castleberry third, fourth is going to be Rogue, Forrest Bolin in fifth, Zimmerman sixth, LaBeouf seventh, Latham eighth. He's still hanging pretty strong. Ninth, we got Brandon Browning, and round out your top 10, Hogan.
Yeah, and I'm noticing a trend here. Brandon Pearl's been on the outside lane on the restart the last 3 restarts here. So, he's got the, the 87 there of Nathan Rogue behind him, who's been a great pusher all night long. And you got Kevin Winker on the bottom lane, which is, haven't seen a lot of him on the bottom line here tonight, or in the trucks or in the ARCA series.
Yeah, with Kevin Winker down there, I'm kind of curious if he's going to stay there. I mean, or is he going to try to go up to the top side if he sees a run, control all lanes? I think Winker might have something figured out that a lot of these other cars don't.
Yeah, and he's going to have the push there of Clinton Castleberry. I'm pretty sure he'll stay down on the bottom as long as he can. If that center lane gets a run and gets by, I think you'll start to see him probably maybe shift and move around as we saw earlier. You know, that center lane was able to get a good push. Uh, the guy leading the lane stays up there, gets the guy pushing him by, and they both make the move. As it looks like the 00's got a little bit of damage on the rear of the truck. I'm wondering how this is going to play into effect here.
Yeah, we're about to see as the pace car is dipping down. Winker's going to bring the field around the tri-oval to the start finish line here. We're just about to pass halfway.
Yeah, we should be coming to halfway next time by. And according to fuel strategy, these guys will need one. Kevin Winker is going to be leading them to green as they're coming around the tri-oval now in sight of the start finish line.
Kevin Winker gets a big jump here. This is what we were talking about all ARCA race and some of this race. Will this freight train come around turn number 1 and 2 and pass him? We'll see.
Yeah, it may be a little bit of a checkup there back in the field a little bit. Maybe somebody got off to a bad start, wrong gear. It's happened to all of us before. But you'll see that if they can get single file here in this second group, they'll be able to catch those front three pretty quickly here with the huge draft. As you already see the 18 of Forrest Bullen making that move to the outside. He caught up on the Clinton Castleberry really fast, and looks like he's going to have some help coming in from behind.
Brady LaBeouf on the outside right now. Castleberry thinking about going up top. It's now the 18 coming up top. They're side by side. The freight train's rolling here at Talladega.
Yeah, Forrest Bullen moved back down to the outside, jumped back up, and he had help behind him from the 21 of Clinton Castleberry as they were pushing the second line. And it looks like your leader right now is still going to be Kevin Winker.
Winker doing a good job with Brandon Pearl pushing him. Then we have the 18 of Forrest Bullen in the middle, no help. Up top is Brady LaBeouf and the number 18 with the 94 pushing him. Coming out too.
Forrest Bullen stuck in the middle all by himself. He's going to have to find something to do here as he got squeezed there, and we got a wreck. It looks like we're still under green right now, so looks like it's going to be some damage on some trucks there. See if they can get them going back here and keep it under green flag. I believe it was the 94 there of Robert Colgan, and the 9 of Brady LaBeouf had a little contact there.
Their nights are done. The 9 car is smoking down the back straightaway as a block gone wrong down the back straightaway as they just get collected coming down the back stretch right there. Brady LaBeouf, his night, unfortunately, is done.
As we look back up front, Kevin Winker leading the field with Brandon Pearl giving him push, and that's one thing with Talladega. You have the spotter in your ear, but by the time he gets the word out, bottom clear, top clear, by the time the word clear gets out of his mouth, that gap's already closed. It's been closed up. You're not clear anymore.
It's so bang bang, especially here at Talladega. It's rush hour traffic at 200 miles an hour. As right now, they're all single file here in the top 10.
Yeah, it's 6 lanes of traffic trying to squeeze in 2 lanes there, as you mentioned, at 200 miles an hour. And there's so much shuffling going on, and you're trying to capitalize and get the position, and you're looking in front of you, you're looking to your left, you're looking to your right, you're looking behind you. And as a leader right now, you're looking in front, but you also, you want to know what that second lane is forming and where those runs are coming from. As Kevin Winker is leading with the help of Brandon Pearl, coming to lap 33 of 60.
Winker still out front with Pearl, and then we got Castleberry about 3 car lengths back, and he has Rogue and Bolin behind them. They might be setting up a run. We'll have to wait and see, but down the back straightaway, it's still Winker. Yeah,
still about halfway through this lane, this race, and looks like everybody's single file here. Looks like the action's calmed down a little bit, and maybe people are going to ride for a few laps here as they've seen what's been going on. A couple trucks getting turned here and there, and could be waiting for the prime opportunity to make their move. You're definitely going to see a lot of shuffling inside of 10 to 15 to go. People going to be trying to get in that position they want to be in to close in on that leader and get this big win here.
Chatfield, it's the calm before the storm here at Talladega as they're all still single file. They're probably talking in their Discords right now about pit strategy, and I don't think anyone can make it yet, so they're really trying to dial in. Our window is 25 to 28 laps. The window is shortly going to open up.
Yeah, the window is going to be open around lap 45 to lap 50 for your leader, Kevin Winker and Brandon Pearl. Now they got a little extension with that last caution. I'm sure they were killing the motor. They're saving as much fuel, but they last pitted. Actually, the top 6 last pitted at lap 21, and then 7th on back was lap 27th and after. So those guys are sitting from 7th on back, a little bit better fuel position, but it's going to take at least one more stop for all these trucks to get to the finish tonight.
I like to think Winker, Pearl, Castleberry, Rogue, Bolin, Zimmerman, and Latham are all on the same strategy to come down at the same time. It's a waiting game though. We'll have to find out, as there's still a lot of racing left to do. 35 still single file right now. Is Pearl doing a great job pushing the 42?
Yeah, he's been pushing 42. He's been pushing all night really well in both series there. And Kevin Winker, as we mentioned earlier, in a different line than we've seen him pretty much all night. He's running that bottom line. He's got the lead. They're kind of pushing ahead right now. But as we mentioned it, they're not in team communication with each other. When that first truck calls out, they're pitting. You're going to see who wants to stick with who here, and somebody might get left out to dry here tonight.
Yeah, you really want to hopefully call it out. If I'm coming down pit road, I'm calling out over the iRacing radio saying I'm going to pit. Hopefully I drag in as many people as I can. As right now, they're still single file right now. 25 to go here at Talladega, Alabama.
Yeah, Talladega, you want to call that pit stop out as soon as you can on that lap you're going to pit, because it gives guys time to make a decision. And you can also kind of gather by what they call on the radio how many trucks you got going with you. So as Kevin Winker here leads them now on lap 36, coming to lap 37, Brandon Pearl running second. Third will be Clinton Castleberry. Fourth will be Nathan Rogue, and round out your top 5 will be Forrest Bullen in the number 18.
Everyone's still single file, waiting to make their move. Yeah, right now it's just a waiting game. It's a high-speed chess match, I like to call it. Here is right now it looks like the 42 is gapping Brandon Pearl just a little bit.
Yeah, he's gapping a little bit there. It might work out well for him. It might come back to haunt him, as that draft is going to be huge. As it looks like there's a little bit of damage there on the hood of the 87, which won't affect him so much in the draft there on the 87 of Nathan Rogue, but I don't know how good it'll be. He can make a late run, for the win there, but it may affect him there, if he's out there in the front by himself.
Yeah, it's really going to affect him if he's the leader. It's not going to be as fast. I know when I come here and I have a little damage, I'm going to let the car know I have a little damage. I don't want to be out front. I want to be pushing you. As now we got the 18 coming out on the high side, seeing if he's going to have a friend or two with him.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to jump the 87 in line there. Just take that position, get all the positions he can, get up towards the front. Not sure if there's communication there, between the two. It looks like the 18 is going to jump outside. 00 is going to try to go with him, but that door was closed as the 5 and the 18 get together. We've got about 4 or 5 trucks here that are going to get collected, and this caution flag is going to come out.
Big wreck in turn number 1 here at Talladega. Latham and Brownie had a big run on the outside, and big checkups here at Talladega.
As we always said here, the doors open and close. They close a whole lot faster here when you're doing drafting at super speedways. The time the door is open is very minimal, and you got to make that move. If you even think twice about it, it's too late.
Yeah, we're gonna watch the replay.
We're going to see about 3 or 4 trucks that are getting involved.
Yeah, Latham and Brownie just had a huge run. Really nowhere to go. Tough break for the 5 tonight. He's smoking.
Yeah, that's the tough thing here is you get such a huge run, and if there's nowhere to go, you try to back out of it, and any shift in movement there, this sudden, it can disrupt it, and you got nowhere to go with it. And if you check up too much, the guy behind you is going to get into you and push you and spin you around. You're going to take out 3/4 of the field. So it's what makes Talladega and all the super speedways so tough is you get that huge run, and if you got nowhere to go with it, you're kind of stuck.
Kevin Winker leading the race, and we got confirmation that he was the only car that didn't really get any damage in that wreck. That's going to shake this race up. Things are looking good for that number 42.
Yeah, that's going to put a huge advantage for Kevin Winker there without any damage here. But you never know, especially with trucks. You might have some damage, as I mentioned before. If they can get on the back of Kevin Winker, then they may be able to stay in the draft with him and make a move late. And you never know with enough help. As we see trucks coming into pit road now, so this will be the final stop. I'm sure is what they're calculating.
Yeah, with 22 to go, pit road a happening place right now as we see Kevin Winker. He has like a 7-second lead on second place, so he's going to be for sure out. Just a nice calm pit stop for that number 42.
Yeah, and if I'm driving with a little bit of damage or some damage here, I'm going to take advantage, get every piece of damage I can get fixed while I'm on pit road. Watch for that pace car and the relative behind me. Stay on pit road as long as I can, because any damage I can get fixed now might be a position I can make up later.
Absolutely correct, Sheffield. You want to get all your optional damage done. If you have required damage, you're going to be sitting there for a longer time. As right now, Jeremy Little is out front in the number 3 on my tickers. Winker won the race off pit road. He's going to be starting second.
Yeah, he came out, went in first on pit road, came off first on pit road. Like we mentioned, he didn't have any really damage to really get fixed there. So it's going to be an advantage for him. It looks like Jeremy Little's last pit stop was lap 28. So he's looking at 43 lap run to make it to the end. And we're looking at 25, 28 laps. I don't know if he's going to be able to save enough fuel there to make it to the end.
Yeah, a pit stop in the future for the number 3 Chevrolet, Jeremy Little. He's out there maybe getting a bonus point or two. Kind of lead a lap here at Talladega as Winker starting second, Zimmerman in third. Joshua Abbey, ARCA winner. He's sitting there in fourth. Fifth right now, Garrett Delph, number 13. And sixth, Bradley Wilson, number 51.
Yeah, as the lights are still on the pace car, you could talk about the strategy I talked about earlier. Some of these guys that didn't go in yet might be waiting to the last moment to dip down the pit road to give them that extra lap or two of fuel here, just to make sure if they feel like they're going to be close on fuel to get that extra lap or two. And because, you still got green, white checkers to contend with, and you don't want to be on the verge coming to the checkered flag and a green, white checker come out, because then you're going to have to come down pit road.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. The green, white checkers throw a huge curveball when it comes down to a pit strategy or a long green flag run, and you're only calculated to make it to the end. I know I've raced with a lot of people that wait till the last lap to come down pit road just so they have that comfort blanket on them that they can make it one more lap than their opponent.
As TJ DeBlassie is going to get that waiver on there, and it's going to get a lap back as the lights are out on the pace car. So it looks like the 3 of Jeremy Little is not going to pit. He's going to be scored as your race leader with the 42 of Kevin Winker lining up on the outside.
Don't look now, but that 05 Joshua Abbey, he knows what it takes to get it done in the 05 with Toyota Tundra. So we saw him in the ARCA race. Things are about to heat up here with 20 to go. Right now I'm showing 10 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, Joshua Abbey, you're talking about him earlier in that 05. He made his move kind of late there in the ARCA race, was able to capitalize, get out front, and bring home that win. And, here we go, inside of, right now it's sitting at 20 to go, as we'll come by green the next time by. I expect the action to heat up. As we mentioned, you got trucks with damage out here, but that 3, I don't see much damage there on the number 3 of Jeremy Little. So, you never know with 20 laps to go what can happen here. And as I mentioned in the ARCA race, it's still anybody's race at this point.
You're absolutely right, Sheffield. And that number 3 really knows, it's really iconic here at the high banks of Talladega. Maybe he's going to get a little bit of that 3 rubbed off on him tonight. Hopefully he can go out there and show us how it's done. But Winker up top, he's been really trying to find the speed up in the top 2 lanes. I'm very curious to see if Abby's going to go with him and push him around this long 2.66 mile super speedway.
And looking right now, Jeremy Little sitting in the first position is the biggest mover of the race. He's up 12 positions as he's going to be leading on here. His pace car is going to be dipping off here shortly, and he'll have the advantage here on the restart and see if he waits for the green flag or if he takes off a little early.
Jeremy Little in the number 3 with Winker on the outside coming through the tri-oval. It's going to be 20 to go on the green flag. Green flag is out as they're off here at Talladega.
The number 3 of Jeremy Little will lead them on the inside lane as they head down to turn 1. You got Kevin Winker with a strong restart on the outside. He's sitting alone there on the outside lane as they lead him, as Jeremy Little leads him down into turn 1.
Kevin Winker got left out to dry in the high lane. Let's see if Josh Abbey makes a move to come back up. He does. He has 13 as a friend coming out. That's Garrett Delph. Then Bradley Wilson on the outside. 4 cars up on the top side. Kevin Winker looking to the top point.
Huge amount of trucks jump to the outside lane there. Is a 42 and the 05 are going to push their way by. Wonder if they're going to take a move down, and Winker is going to take the lead. The 05 is going to stay outside leading that second lane. So you've got 42, Kevin Winker in the lead. Joshua Abbey's going to be coming to his outside in the 05. As we mentioned earlier, it made that move late in the ARCA race to capitalize, and looks like he might be trying the same thing here.
Joshua Abbey utilized that middle lane all ARCA race. He said, why fix something when it ain't broke? He's in the middle lane with Garrett Delph sitting right behind with Bradley Wilson up top as they come into turn number 1.
And as we mentioned earlier, so a lot of shuffling the line there. So hard to keep these trucks lined up, perfectly square, getting that good push there. As you got Joshua Abbey on the outside, Jeremy Little on the inside. Garrett Delph giving a huge push there to the 05 of Joshua Abbey. He's going to have the advantage as they move down into turn 3.
Don't look now, but the 49 in 7th position, Clinton Sneed. He's making a charge on that bottom lane as that pack's going to try to mingle up with the top guys.
And looking back and running in 6th right now is the guy we mentioned earlier. We talked to him in the ARCA race, finished 2nd there, and that's Bradley Wilson. He's making this move up towards the front here later in the running with coming to lap 44. So we got 17 to go this time by.
Bradley Wilson really has the confidence after the ARCA race. He knows what he has to do as he's sitting 3rd back in line, using a little side draft off the 3 in turn number 1. Right now, still at the point, Joshua Abb on the outside, and we got Winker down low with the help of the 3 truck.
Joshua Abbey is having a huge run there on the 2nd lane. Seems like he's staying committed there to the 13 of Garrett Delph, possibly trying to get them both by. So he could easily make a move down to the bottom as he's sticking to the middle lane with the 42 of Kevin Winker leading the bottom lane, followed by the 3 of Jeremy Little on the inside.
Jeremy Little doing a very good job with Kevin Winker on the bottom to keep that 4 truck tandem up top, not get by him as they come out of 4. Right now, Joshua Abbey and Garrett Delph still nose to tail on the top side.
Got a huge gap between the 2nd truck and the 3rd truck there on the inside lane. I expect that to be clearing up as the very back of the inside lane. It's got Brandon Browning there. We saw him earlier. He's a great pusher here. Curious to see how that's going to play out for him, as it looks like Joshua Abbey's going to have the advantage there coming in turn 3.
Joshua Abbey in the 05 truck, so strong on the top side with the help of Delph right now. And Bradley Wilson, now the 20 car, looking to make that 3rd lane maybe work. He's going to fall back to the middle lane.
Yeah, Brandon Zimmerman there on the 20s, looking to that 3rd lane, see if there's any advantage now. Now's the time to look to see if there's any possibility there. That way, later on coming 2 or 1 to go, that if it's even possible to get a run there. We saw it hugely in the ARCA series. We haven't seen that 3rd lane be a huge advantage here tonight in the trucks, though.
Yeah, right now, if you're in that middle lane, maybe you got 15 laps to go. You try that 3rd lane, see who goes without paying too big of a penalty, because you still have 15 to go. As Joshua Abbey still holding strong in the middle lane, it's Kevin Winker down low. Try to work on them as they're in turn number 1 and 2.
Yeah, I was waiting to see if any of these trucks, especially the outside, will kind of squeeze up further towards the wall there. Try to break some of that side draft here and maybe get a huge run. But as we mentioned earlier, you get a run on one line, that side draft will just pull those trucks back down to the other trucks. So it's kind of balanced back and forth. As Abbey in the 5 and Garrett Delph in the 13 had an advantage there. They didn't move down to the bottom. They're staying committed to that middle line.
That middle line is so dedicated right now. They're nose to tail. They're doing a great job of beating the bottom line. A lot of times when we come to Talladega, it's the dominant bottom side, but right now we're seeing the middle line work.
Yeah, you see it from time to time. The right move at the right time, you know, that middle line will prevail, especially in the trial at start finish line, where it's more important. That bottom line get the huge advantage and a huge run going because it's the shortest way around the track. But with that speed difference, being able to run that little bit higher speed, not binding the truck down as much, getting to the bottom, that second lane is going to get a huge run.
Joshua Abbey still holding strong in the middle, being really loyal to that number 13, Garrett Delph. They're doing a great job right now as Delph steps out just a little. Maybe he's trying to cool the truck as we're in turn number 3.
Yeah, top 6 trucks are pretty much nose to tail, 3 inside, 3 outside. A little bit of separation behind them as maybe some of the damage there is starting to prevail as those trucks, as we got a little contact there between, it looked like the 13 of Garrett Delph and it looked like the 3 there of Jeremy Little. Maybe a little contact as Joshua Abbey moves down low. He brings the 13 with him as Kevin Winker had moved up to the outside line to take that momentum, and now he's stuck there by himself.
Big moves here at Talladega. Joshua Abbey and Delph did the little switcheroo on Winker. Winker said, I'm going to go on the top side and make the middle work. No, we're going to come back down low. Bradley Wilson down low too. 4 trucks. Now the 3 car of Jeremy Little maybe trying to make the outside work.
Very reminiscent of what we see in the Cup Series with a driver out front able to move between 2 lines, top side and bottom side, to maintain that momentum to stay out front. But it's so hard to do, as we mentioned. Those gaps close so quick, and these trucks and the ARCA cars and all those draft packages are so different. As Joshua Abbey is going to take them, is going to be leading here as we start lap 49. So we got 12 to go here.
Joshua Abbey really looking for a broom. He's trying to sweep the races here on the Thursday night throwdown as the lap car they pass of Clinton Castleberry on the top side. No harm, no foul. Abbey still out front with Delph in second. Bradley Wilson in third as Zimmerman's in fourth.
Now sitting in 6th is the number 3 truck. We talked about him earlier. His last pit stop was lap 28. So is he going to try to pit? Is he going to burn it? Burn all the fuel here? That could be a huge factor later on, with say 4 or 5 to go.
Yeah, if this thing stays green, you made your bed, you lie. The number 3 truck right now maybe hoping for a caution here as they're coming to 11 to go this time by.
Kevin Winker working that outside lane again, as it looks like the 51 there is going to make the move. Bradley Wilson is going to make the move in front of Kevin Winker, try to get that push to go up front. And the number 3 is now shifted to the 3rd lane, but he's by himself out there as he'll pull back in line as they come into turn 2.
Jeremy Little poked his nose to the 3rd line, saw no one was coming. He's going to single file back down in the middle line, as now Joshua Abbey still with Garrett Delph on his tailgate, pushing him, as Bradley Wilson now has Winker on his back end, trying the middle line here to Talladega, coming into turn number 3.
Front 4 trucks nose to tail there, 2 on the inside, 2 on the outside, little separation back. You got 4 trucks on the inside, 3 on the outside, and it is Joshua Abbey on point here with a great push there from Garrett Delph, coming now this time by with 10 to go this time by.
Bradley Wilson, Kevin Winker, I think have something special on the top line, but right now the dominating duo that I am seeing is Abbey and Delph in the number 05 and number 13 as they're coming 3 wide here into turn number 1.
3 wide, Kevin Winker taking it high to the third lane. He's going to try it, see what he's going to get up there. He's had a little help there from Jeremy Little. Jeremy Little's going to pull back to the 2nd lane as the 51 is going to move back up in front of the 42 of Kevin Winker.
Kevin Winker really trying to make that 3rd line utilize it. He's going to see if the 3 truck's going to go with him. He's not. He's going to be left out to dry up top. Kevin Winker, 3rd lane, no friends.
Out front, Joshua Abbey leads Garrett Delph in 2nd. And you got the 3rd place trucker, Brandon Zimmerman's closed the gap here. As you mentioned, Winker's trying that outside. He's getting that huge run in the 2nd lane, trying to get enough momentum to get around that 2nd line. So far, it hasn't worked because he hasn't had much help behind him.
Joshua Abbey doing such a good job being a lead car right now for Garrett Delph. keeping the car stable, straight. So much adrenaline when you're leading at Talladega. You got the pack behind, and you're rear view mirror driving the whole time right now. As Garrett Dolph still on the back tailgate, Joshua Abbey.
Yeah, the front inside line 4 deep. Then you got the outside line coming around the second place truck now of the 13 of Garrett Delph. You got the 51 of Bradley Wilson working the outsides. The bottom lane will have the advantage as we go to the center of the corner. Top lane will shift advantage here as it looks like the 51 of Bradley Wilson is squeezed back down to the inside. He's maybe setting himself up with a teammate or somebody he wants to run with to make that final run inside of 3 or 2 to go.
A textbook power move by the 51 to get down to the low lane there in third. Right now, Joshua Abbey, Garrett Dolph, and Bradley Wilson, my apologies, are 1, 2, 3. Then you got the 20 of Brandon Zimmerman and then Little sitting in fifth. They're trying to make that outside work with Kevin Winker. He's been outside all night long trying to make it work.
Yeah, top 6, 7 drivers are shifting around now, trying to get that position they want to be in inside 2 to go as Bradley Wilson makes the move up towards the top, comes back down because the door was closed. Space was occupied by the number 3 of Jeremy Little. Good job on both drivers of keeping it under control.
Joshua Abbey right now, 7 laps to go this time by. Right now, you're not looking at the lap Sheffield. You're out there just hoping they stay behind you, keep calm and composed. As 7 to go coming into turn number 1.
Yeah, as the leader there, you're looking behind you, seeing all the shuffling, the moving around inside, outside lane. And as long as they're shuffling, they're not moving. So when they get formed is when you're going to start worrying. And he's not, like you said, he's not looking at how many laps to go. He's got a spotter there telling him, hey, you got 2 to go, you got 1 to go. He's looking for that run. Where's it coming? When's it coming? And how can I stay out front?
The question I have is Garrett Dolph, such a strong pusher, going to stick with Joshua Abbey to the tribal? It's teammate or not. It's very hard to say, hey, I'm going to just come push you to the win, or I'm going to get my nose out there and see if I can get help to maybe grab me a win.
Well, as I look, this front pack is getting heavier and heavier. It looks like Brian Skidmore and company in that 75 with Rodney Griffin and Clinton's. Is that Clinton Sneed? I believe there. Yes. Clinton Sneed they're gaining on this front pack. They might have been waiting, riding back patiently, waiting to let their presence known and try to make a move here inside 5 to go.
Yeah, the storm is brewing here at Talladega with 6 to go. We got a lap car on the high side, no harm, no foul. Joshua Abbey and Garrett Dolph still on the inside, coming into turn number 3. That middle lane right now with Wilson, Jeremy Little, and Kevin Winker still trying to calculate a run, see if they can, maybe get a momentum run here with 5 to go.
And the lap car was the 21 of Clinton Castleberry there, who led quite a few laps here early, but as we mentioned, wrong place, wrong time, get caught up in some incidents, did a good job there of keeping it high against the wall, letting leaders get through. That's always a tough thing to do here, especially as a 2-wide pack and, especially 3 wide, trying to squeeze through there when you got a lap car. Great job by the 21 and the lead pack of keeping it clean there, as once again, you see the 42 jump to the outside, trying to get that 3rd lane formed.
Kevin Winker really trying to see who are his friends to do the 3rd line move. Right now, he's still trying to build a run back there as Joshua Abbey and Garrett Dolph still 1-2 here at Talladega.
And as we see the 3 truck still in the middle of the pack there, is we're concerned about fuel. Is the last time I scored him on pit road was lap like 28. So it's going to be interesting to see, how much does he have enough fuel to get to the end, and how much, will he be able to put a run together here towards the end as he's pushing right now the 51 of Bradley Wilson on the 2nd lane.
Yeah, he could be saving a lot more in the draft as Bradley Wilson right now burning the most gas. You said it right though. Lap 28, he's really stretching this fuel run. He might be. I don't think he has enough to make it.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking at 40 laps last time by, which, yes, we had some cautions there in between, but I know he's going to be on fumes there if he gets to the end. But the guy with the advantage right now is, oh, he gets in the wall. The 42 and the 3 get into the wall, and we're still green as we're coming to the line right here to start lap number 58. So we are 3 to go this time by.
Jeremy Little and Kevin Wicker get into it in the tri-oval. That's going to end the threes night. And 42 was the only car without damage. He now has a ton of damage on the front side of that number 42.
Yeah, that leads back to Abby out front. And, you know, as we mentioned earlier, damage may come into play. It may not. And, you know, you got Garrett Delph there in the 13. He's been pushing him consistently for lap after lap. So if Garrett Delph can give him a good enough push and make his move there inside 2 to go, I'm interested to see how this is going to play out in the last 2 laps here.
Absolutely. Joshua Abbey right now, 2 to go to get the sweep. Coming into turn number 4 right now. Bradley Wilson still working on that outside with the help of Nathan Rowe.
Well, here comes the storm. We talked about it all night. Prelude to the storm. It's going to be coming in the next 2 laps. You're going to see that outside lane pick up more people, and you're going to see a lot of shifting and moving going around up in the front as people are going to try to make their way to the position where they think they can get that W.
Storms are brewing here, 2 to go, coming down the back straightaway. Joshua Abbey, Garrett Dolph right now. And then we have Brandon Zimmerman, the number 20. The number 75, we haven't talked about him too much. That's Brian Skidmore. He's got a shot at this one. All these cars have a shot here at Talladega as they come into turn number 3.
Yeah, Brian Skidmore is one I was just talking about a few laps ago that was in that second pack that they were able to make that push. Not sure if they just didn't show the cards until now, but he's got a pretty good truck. See if he can make the right moves here and get a good finishing position. I'm sure he's going to try to go for the win. But right now it's Joshua Abbey coming to the white flag, leading them this time by.
White flag in the air, 1 to go here at Talladega. As Joshua Abbey leading right now, as Nathan Rowe doing everything he can do to push Bradley Wilson to the front.
And as we said before, now's the time you push. It's, you know, you might see the old wreckers or checkers incident here where, you know, you're going to push that guy as hard as you can. Your motor blows, it blows. As it looks like he's going to make the move to the 3 wide here. Everybody's fighting for every position they can get as they're coming by in turn 3 and 4 for the last time.
In turn 3 and 4, the person that loves to see is Joshua Abbey as the 97 gets a little loose. Joshua Abbey still up front. That's Garrett Delph in second. 20 and 51, touch just a little coming out of 4.
Oh, and got some contact there towards the back, but looks like Abbey's going to have the advantage here as they come to the start-finish line. 20 is going to be pushing him, and we got contact as they cross. Here it's going to be Joshua Abbey with the win, the 51 of Bradley Wilson coming in second.
Joshua Abbey in the 05, the clean sweep here at the Thursday night throwdown. Congratulations to the number 05 Toyota Tundra, Joshua Abbey.
Yeah, Joshua Abbey able to capitalize there on both races tonight, and Bradley Wilson again with a second place finish. What a strong run for both races for him tonight to bring home second place both times.
Finishing third, Brian Skidmore. Finishing fourth, Garrett Delph. And round out your top 5, number 87, Nathan Rowe.
Great, fascinating race there. You know, I was worried about the 3 in the pit strategy with the fuel. It didn't come into play. A couple incidents there towards the end. Everything stayed green. Had a green flag finish there. Great race here. Joshua Abbey did a great job of getting to the front and staying out front in the last 20 laps, and was able to bring himself home another victory here. 2 wins tonight. You know he's celebrating big time.
Big time for the number 05 of Joshua Abbey as he's going to burn it down here with Bradley Wilson, it looks like.
Well, we'll be talking to these guys, and hopefully in just a few minutes. For right now, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with you with the top 3 driver interviews. I'm excited. I can't wait to talk to them and see how their race went tonight. Welcome back, everybody, to the Evolution Racing Network. Just saw exciting live coverage there at Talladega Super Speedway, where Joshua Abbey was able to bring home in victory lane here. And I'm excited to go down and talk to these top three finishers. How about you, Craig?
Super exciting. A great job by all these guys here at the Thursday Night Throwdown. Let's see if we can get a word with Brian Skidmore.
Hey, Brian, this is Michael and Craig up in the Evolution Racing Network booth. You got a copy?
Yes, Mike.
Oh, great third place finish here tonight. Talladega, as we mentioned, is always a gamble here. Quick question for you. I saw you kind of towards the end of the run there. Y'all were kind of in a second pack there, you and Clinton, and y'all kind of just pushed your way right up to the front. You made a good run there towards third. How was the truck here tonight, and how was the draft?
Oh, it handled a lot better than that ARCA car. I had a good push from my teammate Rodney Griffin. We tried to stay right there behind Sneed most of the night and just follow him and stay out of the big one. Then there were about 3 or 4 to go. We tried to capitalize, and luckily one of us did.
Well, you did a good job there of, as we talked about, waiting to that opportune time, making your move, and bringing home a third place finish in Talladega. It's too short, I know, of what you wanted, but it's always a great run. With that being said, we got Michigan coming up next week. How do you feel about Michigan?
I've not tried that yet. This is about I've only been doing this for about a month, so I'm learning, and I'll be on Michigan probably tomorrow and seeing what it's like. I think from what I watch of NASCAR, it's pretty much wide open too. So we'll have to get on there and do some practicing and see what goes.
Well, to finish third at Talladega, you're certainly a fast learner. Great job here tonight. We're going to give you the microphone here, let you give any shout outs, thank yous, I love yous to anybody you want to send any shout outs to. The microphone's all yours.
All right, but yeah, I'll give a shout out to Rodney Griffin. He's my teammate. He's the one that got me started in this stuff, helped me out and got me started. So, and he pushed me to a third place at least. Hate that he got caught up and stuck in eighth, but we'll take it and go from there.
All right, Brian. Well, hopefully we get a chance to talk to you again in Michigan next week or the next couple of weeks here before the season ends. So good run tonight and good to you. Look forward to talking to you again.
All right, thank you.
Wow, Craig. Month in the service, third place finish, Talladega. I'd take it any day of the week.
Yeah, fast learner. You know, it's such a joy here coming out sim racing. You know, you catch on quick. It's fun. It's so exciting. Adrenaline rush. Is now we're gonna try bring in second place finisher Bradley Wilson, the number 51. Bradley Wilson, this is Craig Burns and Michael Sheffield up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Bradley, back-to-back second place finishes tonight. Man, you're so close in 2 races. You know, you just come up just a little bit short. How's the truck feeling tonight?
I was feeling pretty good. I gave Abby a 4X in like lap 10 when the whole field wrecked in front of us, so felt a little bad about that. Had a little nose damage the whole race, but we somehow made it work out and got second.
Yeah, absolutely. A great run, Bradley. Here at Talladega, it's always a crapshoot when you come out here. Going on to Michigan, the momentum. What are you looking for over at Michigan?
I've only raced the trucks at Michigan, I think, once, and I didn't do too well. So definitely need to put this week into practice and get some good laps there to figure some stuff out that we can hopefully bring home our first win here.
Absolutely. Well, we'll be cheering you on up here in the booth. Before we let you go, Bradley, anyone you'd like to thank?
I want to thank my sponsors, Shenandoah Shine, Martin Sports, CGE, White Knuckle Esports, Empire Jerky, GTR Simulators. Joshua Abbey, he put a hell of a fucking race on. I honestly can't complain losing second to him. Gotta thank my newest fan, Shannon. She's watching tonight, so thank you to her, my dad for supporting me. Wrecked Out Graphics for this awesome paint that I ran tonight, and my teammate Garrett Dell for also helping me in the back there.
Well, you heard it here first. Second place, Bradley Wilson. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, that was Brad. what a great performance for him tonight. It's a lot of momentum, as you mentioned, going forward, into next week at Michigan. Great job on the ARCA cars tonight. Great job in the trucks. Just, one short in both, and this happened to all of us, I'm sure.
Yeah, Sheffield, I would be so happy with two second place finishes in a night. It's hard enough to go out there and get one. So hats off to the guys over there. As now we're going to try to see if we can talk to the sweeper, Joshua Abbey.
Josh, this is Michael Sheffield and Craig Burns up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going, fellas?
Well, I know it's going really well for you with the clean sweep here tonight at Talladega.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations on your win. And one question, we saw you get up front there later in the run. You able to maintain it. What was the major difference you noted tonight between the ARCA cars and the trucks coming in?
Uh, it's kind of a crapshoot in a sense with how the trucks are. I kind of have the same strategy hanging in the back. Um, but you get in that middle lane, and I love it. I'm just gonna stick there until I get forced. One time I got forced down low, and luckily I had teammates to get behind me. But um, it's man, it's they're kind of the same in a sense, but I love trucks at Dega, and if you can have that momentum and you stay up front after you let all the chaos happen, and you're right there at the end. I mean, it's ball game from there.
Yeah, and we were watching, the ARCA race. We saw the third lane on the high side get huge momentum here. We didn't see it in this run, but I noticed there you had a great push from Garrett Delph there behind you. You were sticking there to the middle lane. I was kind of waiting. Is he going to move? Is he going to wait to come down with his pusher there? And you made the move at the right time. You stuck to that center lane because you knew that was the momentum. So, next week, Michigan. Does this momentum carry you forward into Michigan? There's some similarities and some differences between Michigan and here. How you feeling going to next week?
Oh, absolutely. Kind of like what I said with the ARCA car, or a win's a win, and definitely gives you momentum going on to the next week. I enjoy Michigan. It's similar in a sense that it's not a super speedway, but the draft matters. So definitely staying close together, getting big runs, but the difference is tire wear. You don't want to kill your tires. 5-10 laps into a run, because then you'll just get left behind. So if you can kind of save your tires a little bit at Michigan, and say you get good green flag runs, you're definitely going to be a contender no matter where you're at.
Well, once again, congratulations on your victory. We're going to let you go celebrate here, but before we do, we're going to give the microphone, let you give you shout outs, thank yous, I love yous to anybody you want to. Microphone is yours.
I appreciate it. Like I said, the ARCA Racing, Empire Jerky, for sponsoring the truck and bringing me into this. Then you got Shannon Shine. Like I said, I got Abbey Esports Racing, Primetime Sports Talk, Quist Tech. I got a lot of guys that really help me and support me. Like I said, my wife, happy life, love her to death. You guys for broadcasting, and Clint and Gabe for putting this league on. It's a lot of fun. So see if we can't get them next week.
Well, go celebrate your well-deserved clean sweep there. Look forward to talking to you next week, hopefully at Michigan. Enjoy your week, and hopefully talk to you then.
We'll do. We'll go get them. Appreciate it, y'all.
Well, that was our winner there, Joshua Abbey, and just anything short of impressive would not summarize the two races tonight for him.
Very impressive for Joshua Abbey to come out here. Some people get on the server and it takes him years to get a win. He comes out here in one night and gets 2 wins at one of, I think, probably one of the hardest tracks to get a win. Everything has to go your way. Hats off to the 05 team, Joshua Abbey, and I'm sure he's going to be a force to reckon with at Michigan.
Oh yeah, I expect it. Draft dominant. Like we talked about Michigan, you got the huge draft. You're gonna have some tire wear come into play there. So like I said, I don't count any of these guys. Any of them can win on a weekly basis, and it's going to be fun as all these races have been all season long.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna finish the night off with the finishing order here at Talladega.
Your winner tonight, as we just spoke to Joshua Abbey in the 05. Coming second was the 51 of Bradley Wilson. Third will go to Brian Skidmore in the number 75. Finishing fourth is the number 13 of Garrett Delph. Finishing fifth is the number 87 of Nathan Rogue. Finishing sixth is Brian Zimmerman and the number 20. Finishing seventh will be the Clinton Sneed at number 49. Eighth goes to the number 97 of Rodney Griffin. Ninth is Brandon Browning in the number 48. And rounding out your top 10 is Jeremy Little in the number 3.
Coming home in 11th is Clinton Castleberry. 12th, Kevin Winker. 13th, Timothy Latham. 14th, Brandon Pearl. 15th, Forrest Bolin. 16th, TJ DeBlasi. 17th, the number 9 of Bray LaBeouf. 18th, the 94 of Robert Colgan. 19th, number 43 of James Morgan. 20th, Rhett Tucker. And rounding out your field tonight, getting caught in the early crash there in the number 11 was Dustin Shrugs.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in to us here tonight on Evolution Racing Network. It's always fun and entertaining bringing you these race Thursday night throwdowns every week. If you like what you see, please follow us on Facebook. Click the like, and we'll broadcast on YouTube. Check us out over there and click the follow to be notified every time we go live. Until next week, I'm Michael Sheffield alongside Craig Burns. Have a great night and enjoy your weekend.
Cheers, boys.